viewer from Madison wants to know, given all our discussion in previous programs about the 16-foot buffer strips, which
buffers.
Buffers.
Yes,
And so what's happening on that? And so who can, Senator, maybe we'll start with you.
In the Senate, the bill did have a hearing in the Energy Committee, moved from the Energy Committee to the Ag Committee, and it didn't get a hearing before the deadline. So at this point, it's pretty much dead in the Senate, with the exception if there's an amendment.
It's mostly dead.
But we could have an amendment. There could be an amendment on the floor to bring it back to life. But
Princess Bride.
we have the statute now that says that there should be a 16.5-foot buffer strip on dredge ditches once we redetermine. And a lot of counties are doing that. And I know in a lot of the counties that I represent, they are doing the redetermination and are putting 16-foot buffer strip, 16.5-foot buffer strip on at that time. One of the issues that there is there's so many ditches to do and so few ditch viewers that it does take time. But we've got a long ways to go with that statute. Another issue that I have with the governor's bill is it's a 50-foot buffer strip, one size fits all. And if we take a look at the dredge ditches, in my district, in those 6 counties, we have 2,500 and some miles of dredge ditches. We have 29,500 acres of agricultural production land that would be taken out of production. And if we take the average value of that land on last year's sales, we're at $219 million just in my district that we would be asking our agricultural producers to take out of production, yet expecting them to pay the taxes and get no reimbursement for it. So there's a lot of things. I certainly am not against conservation. We certainly need clean water, but I think I would really like to see this go to the Water Commission and have the Water Commission do a study and take a look at this and see what we can do to get the 16.5-foot buffer strips in, and also see where there's areas that really need a 50-foot buffer strip, what areas really need. I mean, there's a lot of studies been done out there, and just depending on a lot of things, sometimes a 5-foot buffer strip can do as much as a 50-foot does. So I think there's a lot of work to be done on the bill, and so we'll see where it goes. And I don't know where the bill is at in the House.
Well, I think we all want clean streams and waters and so forth, but we have to make sure the farmers have a chance to weigh in on this. And like the Senator mentioned, in some areas where you might have straight ditches, to go along might be okay, but a lot of cases you have meandering streams and rivers and so forth, which really would cause a lot of problems. And our farmers are great stewards of the land. That's how they make their, that's what they produce for us, and that's how they make their money. And so I understand the intent, but I think when you get out here in rural Minnesota, there's a lot of questions that need to be answered. And if something works out, I want to compromise there, but I hope the ag groups, I know they're coming forward, but I hope they can get together, and certainly farmers' voices can be heard.
I'll just say that this is a pretty high priority of the governor's, and I think he's interested in working with all the various stakeholders. So there isn't just a one-size-fits-all. This is about clean water, very, very important. I mean, I know farmers are great stewards of land, but a lot of ag practices have really, really negative consequences for the environment. We need to recognize that and tell the truth about that. And this is as much about habitat and pollinators and a lot of those systems, those natural systems that are under a lot of pressure from a lot of ag practices. And buffer strips would be one measure that we can do to help mitigate and ameliorate those. I mean, we have some serious water problems. With nitrogen and with all of the erosion that's going into the Minnesota River, and it's not getting any better, and so we need to do something.
And we have the soil and water conservation districts, which know the people in their area. They work with them, they're elected, and I like things going through them. And one of the struggles they've had is that they've been relatively underfunded to be able to do the work that they're doing. So I would be interested in being able to fund them more. As I said, I'm on the Legacy Committee, and there is a bill that we're working through that will hopefully give more funding to the soil and water conservation districts to work, as Senator Dame said, on practices that make a little more sense, because the farmers recognize their responsibilities, and I always say they're the best environmentalists, if for no other reason than if they don't have their land, they don't make their money. So they have an interest in doing things right. They are very intelligent people that are owning this land. They want to do what's right for their neighbors. I just think we need to have a little bit of a different direction than what the governor's proposing.
And another thing that we have to take into account is, and I agree with some of the other comments here, that the agricultural producers are pretty conservation-minded and do a pretty good job out there. But another thing is we got to start taking a look at property rights. I mean, when we start telling people, I mean, if you have 160 acres, you're going to lose approximately 9 to 10 acres. So in Redwood County, you're looking at somewhere between $85,000 and $95,000 worth of assets that you still pay taxes on that you can't get any production off of. And so we have some property rights issues there that we're going to have to deal with too. So, you know, I think if this bill had came out in January, and I think it's unfortunate that the bill was sat on until approximately, well, it'll be 3 weeks ago tomorrow is when the bill was finally introduced. I think that's unfortunate because of the major impact this is going to have on the state and the implications it's going to have on property rights and things like this. This bill needed to be introduced sooner so that all the stakeholders could weigh in. And the ag groups are weighing in, but there's still an awful lot of work to be done and a lot of questions out there and a lot of unforeseen consequences that we have to iron out. So, like I said, I think the bill needs to go back either back to the Water Commission or go to the Drainage Work Group or something like that so that we can come up with something that's workable.
All right. Well, we'll have more discussion about that, I suspect. So.